What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy, and we are back for a preview of Game Week 6 of our Fantasy Premier League Tips and Tricks series. Now, in the last episode, I reviewed the week on how although the points weren't there last week, the choices that I made saved me a few points and saved me another week of embarrassment. However, this week is a week with fixture-wise we can look to press on handsomely. Now, if you look, I've got 4 players with a 75% chance of playing. I've checked all 4 of them. They're all 75%, which may change things for picking the team-wise. Although all 4 of them may still play, it's one of the things taken into account. I've taken risks on them before, got it right, got it wrong. It's just one of those things we have to weigh up when we see the games. As for the games, there's a few big games, notably Arsenal Spurs and Liverpool Everton. They are 2 huge games for both the clubs. Liverpool Everton is the bragging rights. Both teams, I think Everton they both started poorly. Everton had no way started as strong as they were last season. Liverpool have lost 3 times already. That's an incredibly poor start. So that game is huge for them. Spurs Tottenham. Spurs have been on a bad run of form. Arsenal, although they're unbeaten, I feel like they could have done, or they'll feel like definitely they could have done much, much better. So those 2 games are absolutely massive. As for the other games, there's another big game for Newcastle as they play on Monday Night Football against Stoke. It's huge because I feel like if they don't win, if I was the chairman, would be out. I would have given up until now, credit the 2-all draw and everything, but he's got to win this game, he's got to get something from this game. He fails to get any points, that could be his job at Newcastle and the second longest serving manager in the Premier League gone without a job. And moving straight onto the team now, start with the goalkeepers and move down the team. Really only one choice, with Krul having a knock. McGregor is going to be starting, however he is playing Man City, so that is a risk that I'm going to be weighing up as the episode goes on, because it may be worth taking a risk on Newcastle, although Hull, you can, Stoke City did it, unfortunately Sheffield Wednesday didn't, lost 7-0 in the second half, 0-0 at half time, and then 7-0 at full time. It's like getting Mila Kunis into bed with you and then finding out that your dick's fallen off. You had the first part right, but everything just fell to pieces in the second part. It's just, I don't understand. It must have been team talk of the century there, to be honest, to have had your team 0-0 at half time at City, to go in there and then make it 7-0. I'm not going to say it was embarrassing, to be honest. Everyone is saying that it's against Man City. We spent 45 minutes of the game doing well, creating a few chances for ourselves. In the second half we conceded 7 goals. Premier League champions or not, it's just something that it blows my mind. If we'd lost 7-0 throughout the game, I think fair play, they must have been better than us. But 0-0 at half time, that's the bit that makes it embarrassing. However, moving onwards to the defence, whilst I think about the goalkeeper situation, it's another tough one because I feel like Chelsea good in the attack. Hutton playing is not an option, but Coleman is a risk because he's also got a slight knock, 75% chance of playing. Now that means that Williams, Ivanovic and Koscielny have to stay in my team for this week, just for the fact that Williams is playing Sunderland. Sunderland haven't been starting well, have failed to get a win, 4 draws and 1 loss. I can see a clean sheet for Swansea there. Aston Villa at home for Ivanovic and Tottenham at home for Chelsea. Arsenal, I can see both of them being clean sheets for them, if not maybe getting on the score sheet, being at huge games, maybe 1 corner or so, and both of those players are decent in the air. So I'm going to leave my defence as it is for now. Onto the midfield. Huge again. Henderson is a risk because it's not as if I've got a player like Hutton I can bring on in Silva. Silva is also got a knock, so a very risky choice, but again, no brainer for Fabregas, Dyer and Sigurdsson staying there. But I am going to do one thing. I don't think Henderson's been influenced in the game much since Tottenham. 2 games where he's just been on the pitch pretty much. So I'm going to switch him out and put 3 up top, because I feel like Crystal Palace, I'm not sure that they're Premier League quality without Pulis. As much as Warnock is a great manager but an absolute dickhead, I don't think they're Premier League quality, and I think, although I don't think Leicester have signed the right players, I think Aloha can capitalise on that, as he's proved already he is a proper goal-scoring striker, and he's something that Leicester need. And it's pretty much like Loic Remy was for QPR, scores goals and scores quite a few of them. And that's why I'm putting Aloha into my team, because I feel like give him a chance and he'll score. And I think Palace might be able to give him a few chances by making mistakes. Which leaves me with Lukaku and Costa up front. Lukaku is always going to be a risk because against Liverpool, but Liverpool have started very poorly, and so I feel like Lukaku can really push on now and maybe get a goal or 2. Well, from last week's performance and West Brom, he's done alright. He's starting to improve, more like the Lukaku that we saw in the past few seasons for West Brom and on loan at Everton. Which leads me on to my final thing, Coleman or Silva. I am going to stick with Coleman because I feel like Hull City, again, one of those teams where if they push up and they defend well, Silva will not be allowed the space to play if he's on the pitch, and I feel like Coleman can maybe get a clean sheet, an assist or a goal with the sort of defender he is, so it's not worth the risk of leaving Silva on just for him to be snubbed out by a fantastic defending team that is Hull. And that will be that for this episode of Fantasy Premier League Tips, the review of Game Week 6. I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope you've all taken some tips of maybe what to play and what not to play. If you like the video, leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.